Hey, everything seems to be up and running now. So let's just keep an eye on our stream manager. Oh, hi, dear. Yeah. No, I was having tech issues a bit earlier, so I didn't see the message. So, um, let's go find what we were working on. Hold on. Let me check our audio levels and stuff. Okay. Oh, we haven't even swapped over to a proper thing. There we go. We'll pause this now. So our battle system. So, yeah, like, so today I just had the worst tech issues when we got started. And, yeah, so if the stream does go down, it's probably like an internet connection issue. I honestly thought it was because I was trying to download the anniversary collection for Castlevania. So, and that was not the case. It was probably an internet connection issue. So, yeah, we're at the start of the game. Creating the angel. Creating the character. The lies. Halfway point. Ah, yeah. This is what we were gonna do. We were gonna work on this. So, let me just make sure I'm not missing nothing. But no, Raven, sweetheart, I love you too. Sorry I didn't see your message. I was dealing with technical issues and all that fun stuff, so, yeah. Okay. Let's go back to what we were doing. Let's console.writeline. This will immediately cause an error if we try to compile right now, so... Yay! Whoa! That's not what I wanted to do. Okay. You decide to follow them. You decide to follow the figure. I don't know if this is gonna cause an issue. So, yeah. Fun times ahead. I actually do want to see if this is going to build quick, so I want to actually see if I do want to see if it causes an issue. Where's our terminal? This is our terminal. One error. 1,000. Okay, did I miss? Did I not put a semicolon down? Yeah, the one problem. Here's where we were working. Okay, we need to... Anyone there? You get no response. Yeah, no. There was no semicolon there, so... Yay! That may have been our entire issue, but yeah, I wanted to see if it would cause an issue. It still says 1,000... 1,117, which... Is that because I didn't... I hit save, I swear. Huh. I need... Oh. That's probably why. Does not contain a definition for right. I'm assuming that it... Where is it? Right line. Ah. It is. It is misspelled. Or it has improper capitalization. No! No! No, I'm not doing that again. Okay. Progress has been made. Yeah, and that, okay, so that answered my question about the single quotes not causing problems and stuff like that. Okay. And for people that are going, why dark mode? Dark mode's easier to look at. I actually do want to hear how the stream sounds with this microphone. So you're gonna hear the sound like stop for a few minutes while I try and figure out how this stream sounds. Okay, it sounds okay. It sounds pretty good. I'm actually curious what you guys like, what you guys think of this microphone. All right. Well, sounds pretty good today. So let's go back to what we were doing. Let's turn the music back on. This one. All right. So we're going to then do a right line of you enter a hallway that has 3 doors. A door. A door to your left. A door to your right. And a door at the end of the hallway. Do you 1. Take the door on your left, or 2. Take the door on your right. Now, I'm kind of debating how I want to do this, because I think how I have it set up in the previous way of doing this is, yeah, you have the 3 doors, but you can only, you can go through the 2, because, I don't know. It's just one of those, I didn't know really how I wanted to do it. I want to structure the 2 paths the same in terms of how things are done. I do need to add in a new line here. Okay, that has a semicolon on it. Let me, I suppose what I could do is kind of suggest, like, hey, go check these other rooms first. I don't know. I don't know what I want to do here, so. One thing I don't. The one thing I absolutely Okay. Okay. So, we're going to have this run while rooms cleared is less than 3. But, before I continue, I'm going to open something to drink. It's a raspberry Coke. Yeah, it's like a raspberry Coke, and it's not terrible. So, we're going to do a console. The door on the right. Door at the end of the hallway. Excuse me. Actually, you know what we'll do? We'll do this. Because we're gonna need these lines in this. Like, so what I usually do with switch statements is we will set a string called room choice, set it equal to an empty string at first, choice is equal to an empty string. Yes, I am doing things this way. Yes, it's a bit of a pain, but to use like something like mousepad or anything like that that doesn't have auto indentation, but at that point, then we create a switch Yeah, and I can definitely see this being a pain in the neck. But I will be right back. Alright, we are back. So give me 1 second here. I am going to refresh just to see if it's... Twitch still says it is unstable, so... I'm gonna definitely keep an eye on OBS. Because there was some shoddy connections today. I was actually trying to download the Castlevania Anniversary Collection to see if I could get that up and running, because that might be our next stream game. So give me a minute here. We want to switch input is that, and then now we get to do a bunch of cases for this switch. So this will be fun. Oh boy. One. Okay. Or was it the door? I think the left one was first. Left. Door on the left. So I'm using 2 lower just to save the sheer amount of cases I would have to do. Because 2 lower will automatically take whatever input you have and just take the capitalization and make it all lowercase. Granted, I should actually create just a simple... There we go. I'm gonna see if I can do a get push quick as well. I just want to see if I can get that taken care of. Oh. I am going to... I think I can do a get push. Where's my terminal here? I'm hoping that... Okay. Yeah, I don't think I can off the top of my head. Yep. So I'm gonna have to figure out another way. Huh. Well, I will. Wow. Then can I make a editor equals nano? Kinda. Nope, I can't do that. So it's getting mad because. Okay, so dash M. Command line. Command. What? Hello. Okay. Yeah, I can't do that right now. Yeah, because I don't have the GitHub command line stuff installed because they have their own individual command line tools that you can use. So yeah. We're gonna scroll. I'm gonna scroll over enough so I can actually see what I'm doing here. Yeah, using mousepad is gonna be a bit of a pain, but it's something I can get used to. Case. So what we can actually do right here, right now, is set B is left room cleared. Equal to true. Okay, and then we do set that equal to that, and people are like, this is just basic code. I'm like, yes, because I'm trying to get to the point that I was on Monday, because I'm not on the same machine. That machine is out on the dining room table now. I missed having a touchpad. And even then, I had an issue with VS Code last week. Or no. It was Monday. Actually, I was working on stuff. I was working on this specifically, and I wanted to undo a change, and I was trying to figure out, like, why isn't the change coming back? Because I was doing the undo command, and it was just undoing every line of code underneath. It was deleting every line of code underneath. I'm like, oh. So, yeah, I lost a bunch of progress, and I didn't really commit. this section. So I'm working on the bare bone, like, structure of it. I'm gonna indent these really quick. Okay. Alright. There we go. That's done. So, yeah, I just wanted to get the skeleton for the cases completely set, and then... That's good, and then we have one more to do. We have... Case 3, which I think I did this one a little differently than I did the other one, but, you know, we'll work with it. Case, end of hallway. And it's not that I don't have stuff planned, it's just, like, I think I figured out a smarter way to do it. Because I remember, like, I'd gotten to a point, I'd gotten all the cases written, and I'm like, oh, I have to rewrite this. Because it was outside of a while loop. I'm like, oh, we need this to loop 3 times at least. And so that's where I was like trying to adjust stuff, and this is where it was like, don't copy paste code. It gets to be a mess. Rewrite it if you have to. Yes, it's gonna take time, but you know it'll be worth it in the end. Case. End of hallway, and I think that's about it. So then break. Because I don't say specifically in this case that it is a library. So then we will do if B is left room cleared and B is right room cleared. Oh, I have to put the actual conditions here. So I also need to come up with an alternate set of, an alternate line to say, hey, no, you've already checked these rooms. So I'll have to rewrite some of, like, I'll have to write the, like, we haven't written the code yet specifically, but we are going to, hopefully be doing that today. And I know, like, these dev streams have been fairly short as of recent or non-existent, and I apologize. I was just super excited to play the new Castlevania collection last week, and you guys saw me beat Haunted Castle for the first time on normal, and then I went through it on easy, and I'm currently working through it on hard mode, which has been a very, very much a welcomed challenge. So and rooms cleared equals 2. Okay. Uh-oh. Oh, there it is. It's like, oh, I can't find the curly brace. I didn't delete it, did I? We're gonna do a build test just to make sure I'm doing the if statements right, because I have no indication of whether I am or not, like, in the IDE. I have a feeling I was doing them right, but I want to be absolutely sure. Uh-oh. Invalid expression. Oh, is it oh, okay. Let me get rid of the semicolons then. Because I have a feeling that's what's causing it. Perfect. Well, how do you not know? Because there are certain loops or expressions that require you to have the semicolons. For loops. Oh. I think that's... Oh. See, fun. This is the joys of having a no IDE. I'm assuming okay, I need to see like what symbol this is. I'm assuming it's um 1131. Did I hit a button that I didn't mean to? Could have very well been it. Let's try again. Okay, it still says 11:31:47. Which, goddamn, I wish I had kind of that line counter. Okay, store to the right. I'm just making sure. Huh. I'm not 100% sure where it's. I'm assuming. Oh! Yeah, that's why. Because I didn't add. I actually took a look at the actual switch. The switch line itself and went, oh! Because I missed a. Projects up to date. 3 warnings. The names rooms cleared does not exist. B is right room cleared. Okay. So this is just a spelling error. What were the other ones? No definition for right line. Ah, I see. Rooms cleared. That's another kind of capitalization spelling error here. Let's do a build. Hey! So yeah, after this stream I get to set up the GitHub command line interface. Because they have their own proper command line interface. So this is saying if all these conditions are met. So then I'm going to do something completely unprecedented. If B is left room cleared is equal to false. Take all these, indent them by 1. This is me, like, going through the precautionary measures of somebody's going to come into this room and they may try to, you know, break the system, so, or break the thing that we have in place. And I do have enemies set up specifically for these rooms. It's just because there's the treant and the to be determined. But right now I just want to get this set up, and then yeah, so this might just be a lot of like, hey, there's nothing going on, but this is me trying to play catch up, because I was dumb and held Control Z thinking that it would undo the newer edits on a program file. But no, it actually deleted a bunch of code, and I was kind of upset about it. Well, I wasn't kind of upset. I was pissed. I was like, God damn it, this is why I don't like using a text editor at the moment. Like, I don't like using VS Code. Granted, VS Code is not all that bad. It's just it was my notion of what undo actually did. So yeah. Okay. Console dot write line. You have already cleared this room. Please select another. Please clear the other rooms. Okay. So right now, oh no, that's not what I wanted. We want this. We want, okay, perfect. And then we want to set room choice to that. And there we go. Yeah, they're like, it's one of those, I was like, wait. And as I was typing the case, I'm like, oh yeah, no, the way this works, somebody could easily just, you know, say, I want to go to the right 3 times and then go to the library. Completely bypassing. Or they could just go to the same room 3 times, completely bypass the boss fights. So this is how we're going to circumvent it. By saying, this is what we're going to do, this is how we're going to do it, and all that. So, actually, like, for people saying you could just use Git as a command line interface for GitHub, no, they've got their own proper command line interface. I don't know why, because I thought Git was their command line interface for the longest time. But I guess not, so I guess we're all wrong. If B is right, room cleared. Okay. And we'll add the battle system before any of the variables being declared true, but we're going to indent this line and this line. And then we're going to go down here just to check and see. Then I'm going to just copy. Like if it's a single line, I don't know if it would hurt anything, but I do want that console.writeLine to be. So we'll just copy these two lines here. Oh, we also need that semicolon. Just because I may actually forget, thinking that it was there. And I know people say he's a hypocrite. I'm also not copy-pasting several lines of code. I'm just doing two. Break case 3. Put in parentheses which one I'm expecting here. Okay, we have all three conditions ready to go. The first one will be the Hornet, or which one was the one that we added? I actually have to look at Git real quick because I'm not even sure what enemies have been added. Thank God I try to keep an up-to-date wiki. So this would have been. Added B can lose to battle system. Add it on to condition where you choose a room. It checks to see if the number of the rooms has been cleared. Takes you to the library if all conditions are met. Remove conditional statements, seeing if rooms cleared is less than 2. Set the took-all path, DH interior, so that it'll run the prompt twice and send the library on the third loop if statement. Okay. So I didn't really post anything yesterday. Because I was trying to set up Arch on the more beefier PC, which we are using to stream from today. So, where's mousepad? Mousepad gets put over here. Because I think we were going to do the Hornet, and we'll do, like, a horde of zombies, basically. So, we get to figure this out. Yeah, so we've been live just a little over an hour. I think we're gonna try to go till like maybe 2 o'clock, 2:30, I don't know yet. But I actually have to look at the battle systems. I don't remember, like, that's the thing, like, what makes VS Code so useful compared to doing, like, hold on, let me make sure my mic is being captured. I don't know. So, people say, well, why are you not using, like, Code? Like Code OSS or Visual Studio Code or an IDE like that, because it gives you IntelliSense, right? You know, most IDEs will have some form of IntelliSense built in. I think Code OSS, you actually have to install the plugins. I think VS Code, when you do the C# dev kit, it adds that stuff in. I know Visual Studio, when you actually install the language support, will have that stuff built in, but like if you have the tools, IntelliSense will be, you know, built into those tools, basically. This is literally a text editor that I'm using to write, so I have to, like, I don't get hints of what needs to be where. So, that'll be fun. I think it's like the spell lists that we created very early on and all that, and people pick. Okay. Yeah, so then we would just do, like, we need to set an enemy list name for the room, which I'm actually going to clarify what's going to go in what room. So in the room on the left, what we're going to do is okay, I want to do a comment to Hornets. So you'll have 2 individual actually we'll do 4. We'll just do 4 Hornets. Checking the player's status every time. Doing all that white space. Yeah, I know. I'm not the best at maintaining like a decent amount of white space. I'm sorry. But it's my code, so at the end of the day, as long as, like, right now, as long as I can read it, I'll try and clean it up, but I mean, it's one of those, uh, I'm doing this a very difficult way right now too. Um, I'm actually just using a. Sorry, I didn't mean to bump the mic. So there are IDEs on Arch, but I was like, okay, I'm just gonna use like Nano or Vim, or in this case, Mousepad, to write my code. So this has been a very, very interesting experience, to say the least. Oh, where is my cursor? Damn it. Okay. I forgot what I was doing. Oh. Okay. So then I think... Damn. Yeah. No, it's been an interesting experience because I have no IntelliSense. I have nothing. I have to go off of my knowledge, which I would have switched to VS Code. I mean, I have. I'm just like, I'm not a fan of the AI stuff in VS Code. And using something like Mousepad actually doesn't bother me all that much. It's just getting used to how it works. Because this is my first stream using Mousepad as an IDE. I have used VS Code, or on Arch there is Code OSS, which is code without the Microsoft, I don't want to call it telemetry, but I'm pretty sure that's the proper word. So you have, like, you can't sign into GitHub through the application. At least you can't through its normal methods. It's confusing. 'Cause I've cloned stuff through Code OSS, and hell, on my toaster laptop that I was using to stream, I was using VS Code. But that toaster had a problem. It didn't have a lot of RAM. I think it had like 5 gigs of RAM. So anytime I would load into a desktop environment, it would freeze when I would try to sign into GitHub. It would straight up sit there and load for 5 minutes, and then prompt me like, hey, do you want to close this application? Well, yes. So I found a workaround is just to do awesome window manager and then sign into GitHub, because it wasn't using a lot of system resources. But this laptop that I'm using now is way more powerful, or it has a lot more RAM. So yeah, that's the fun part. Yeah, what else was I gonna do? Oh yeah, sorry, I got off on a tangent, I'm sorry. But, yeah. Let's see. Okay, no, I wanted this here, so we'll delete this line of code. There we go. Let's see. Then the right room, I was gonna do a horde of zombies. So like, I honestly said I will never use Nano again, just because I just couldn't scroll to see like certain lines, and I'm like, oh no, I can't do that anymore. So I'm just gonna use Mousepad for now, and we'll go from there. So horde of zombies fight goes here. But yeah. I didn't even notice this isn't an IDE. Yeah, no, this is just a text editor. Because to write code, all you really need is a text editor and a compiler, which .NET makes it simple to install. Especially like on Arch, it's a lot easier. I'm going to be completely honest with you. Installing .NET on Arch Linux is probably one of the easier things I've done. Because like for people that want to see how Microsoft actually recommends like how you download .NET, I'm actually going to look this up, and I'm going to pull up their install instructions. Now, I'm gonna warn you guys, they do still have .NET Framework, which is not available on Linux. So, if you end up trying to download .NET Framework, that will not work. You will be, like, as far as I know, like, you'd have to do some sort of Wine integration, but, yeah, I'll actually send you guys to the website where you can download on Linux if you're curious. It changes dependent on the distro. So like there's Alpine, Debian, Fedora, OpenSUSE, and then servers and Ubuntu. I'm on Arch. They have no officially supported way of installing it on Arch. I actually ended up finding I think I ended up searching how to install .NET on Arch, which was fairly simple. If you want the SDKs, you do .NET SDKs, and I'll write out the command here. Where is the Twitch window? I think this is the one. Yeah, it only, if I recall correctly. Yeah. So if you want to see the steps, so for people wondering, I am running Arch Linux, and it's actually incredibly simple. Yeah, Microsoft just makes it easier to install stuff, and I ended up switching the laptops around, and this is running. Let me run HTOP real quick on. I think I have HTOP on here. I hope it's installed natively on Arch. I don't remember. It's been so long since I actually used this. HTOP. Yeah, so right now I'm only using 3.4 gigs of memory. I have 4 gigabytes of swap, and yeah. But installing .NET on Arch is sudo pacman-s .NET SDK for the actual development kit, and .NET runtime for the runtime. That's how simple it is. Whereas the steps for every other distribution have you add in the repos and then update your system and then install the system, or install the software development kit. It's simple, but it's just simpler on Arch for me. But yeah, this is just running mousepad. I could run Vim, but I don't know I don't know shortcuts for Vim, so I'm not gonna do that yet. But yeah, I know my code may not entirely be readable, but I'm trying to make it as clear as possible by the names. I know it's not perfect, but hell, it's a lot better than what I was doing 6 years ago. Inconsistent naming, inconsistent casing. I try to keep it consistent, at least on this one. So, have you heard of NeoVim? Yes, I have. I've heard of NeoVim, Emacs. Oh, good lord. My buddy, who is the one that got me into Linux, actually showed me a cool little Easter egg on Google. I'm actually going to see if I remember it. So if you Google Emacs, it will say, "Do you mean Vi?" So that's a nice little thing. That's a neat little Easter egg there. But no. For those that want to know educational background, I actually got into programming in high school, went to college for an associate's degree, and then did game work on the side. Didn't release anything really during that time, but there is well, I didn't release a full game at the time, but I did release a prototype in Unreal Engine that just looks terrible. Seriously. So let me find Twitch again. Yeah, when you Google Vi, it says, "Do you mean Emacs?" And yeah, that's something my buddy pointed out to me, and he runs, let's see, he runs Slackware, and Slackware's nice. I just can't get OBS to run on it, so. But anyway, I'm sorry if I bore you with like the educational background stuff. But if people are curious, my discipline is in Windows software, using .NET Framework. That's why when people refer to it as .NET, I will actually ask, "What do you mean?" Because .NET Framework is still a thing. Granted, it's not used, but .NET Framework is still around. It is still suggested when you look up .NET. And the version of .NET that is cross-compatible or cross-platform is what they used to call .NET Core. And .NET Core is actually a really neat thing, because not only is it C#, it's Visual Basic and F#, if I recall correctly. I have never written in Visual Basic, and I have never written in F#. I have seen F#, but I've never used it. So, I've used C#, Java, C++, PHP, ASP. Yeah. I wanted to learn Kotlin for mobile, because that was actually really popular when I was in college. It was starting to grow in popularity. So, anyway, I hope I'm not boring people. I'm hoping that people are enjoying this. I know I'm not getting a lot of work done, but I'm getting lost in thought, so thank you. I honestly do enjoy the discussions. I do also, I have done like actual learning streams of game engines like Monogame in the past, so if you guys would like to see that, just let me know, and I will get everything set up, because I know on this PC it can handle Unreal Engine pretty easy. The other laptop probably couldn't. And that's nothing against that laptop, because it's actually a decent kind of laptop for this project in a way. Like it makes a good test monkey PC. When I wanted to test out different Linux distros, that's the one I would use. Because it was like, okay, I want to try this one out, just to see like the different things that could, like, I don't know, the different oddities between hardware. Because the weird thing with Linux on the beefier PC, I refer to it as my MSI, is it doesn't like my sound card. So I have to have like speakers, or I have to go into ALSA Mixer and turn the headphone volume up, even if the headphones are unplugged. So I do hope, I don't know if there's anything I can do about it, but I just live with it. I have a set of speakers I use when I'm not streaming, so. Let's see. I'm gonna scroll up a little bit just to see if how out of. Yeah, I know my indentation's kind of off a little bit too, but a lot of this. Oh god, I have to scroll over. I completely forgot sound cards still exist. Yeah. There's something with. Oh, and if you ever run Linux and you're using NVIDIA, it can be a pain in the ass. I'm not gonna lie to you. I actually, like, I don't know why, but NVIDIA graphics cards just seem to be a pain. AMD is a way better option when it comes to running Linux. I don't remember. Okay, so with this laptop, for the longest time, because this is running a 2080 Super, I ended up having to do the proprietary driver for NVIDIA. There is Novu, but it just did not like this graphics card. And certain distros, Void, at one point, if you tried to install the NVIDIA driver, you had to do a patch because the NVIDIA driver package was broken. I remember that because the second monitor was working on this laptop before I installed the driver. However, oh, did I go up too far? I went up way too far. I went up to the start of the program. I need to pay attention. But yeah, no, NVIDIA just was not very well liked on Linux because it's just a pain to deal with sometimes. Debian, on vanilla Debian, I cannot install the NVIDIA driver because I don't know why. That might be a maintainer thing, I'm not sure. Certain distros, when you boot from a live CD or you boot into the ISO, it will actually have a separate environment for the NVIDIA drivers, or for people who have NVIDIA drivers, which is nice. You know, let's see, we're dealing with, we're in the battle system. I need to make a note of what it requires as a parameter. Please. No. Oh, I see. I must not have been down that far. Display, do damage to player. Oh, why did I think? Oh, because that is part of the battle system in a way. No, that is the part of the battle system. That is how the AI does damage to you as the player. Your enemy creation feature. Yeah, I'm gonna line these up better. Do you see your indentation wasn't always... I do see... Yeah, I could see, and I'm like, God, it's bugging me. And this isn't even that old of a project, but like I was looking back at like my old projects because I do still have some of my my capstone, and boy howdy. Okay, that. Okay, no. Okay, let's just get all these to line up here. Yeah, like I said, I didn't have an enemy name for this, but I'm working on that one. Quit game. Quite simple. Oh, I didn't add in the system.environment.exit. Yeah, don't worry. I don't have a full moveset. I think I was just like, what the fuck am I going to use? That sounds cool. I don't know. Player level, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I don't know. Character creation. This was a pain in the ass to make. I know that one. Also, I don't know. Like, I'm trying to think here. Lightning, blah, blah, blah. Where is the battle system? I need the list of parameters for the battle system. Main menu option. Okay, we're gonna do a control find. No, I didn't even realize caps lock was on. Uh-oh. I keep wanting to click error on line 473. Uh-huh. Okay, so specifically it wants a character, an enemy, and then a bunch of spell lists, and then I added in a can lose battle. Error on line 473. Yeah. Good luck if that'll happen. If that would happen. Yeah. I don't want to jinx anything, because anything can go wrong, and everything probably will go wrong. You know, I've had that happen. Where one day my application would just quit working. I seriously, no. What would happen with the battle system? I want to explain what happened. So with the battle system, I actually had the entire character creation function within that. Fuck, what was I talking about? I thought I said battle system. Character creation function. That was the bitch to work with. So character creation, I would prompt for various things, the player class, player name, whatever. When it would input the when I would ask for input for the player class, it would always come out as type mage. Class type mage. No matter what you put in. So I had to remove that part of the thing. And then put it outside of the function and then pass that as a parameter into the character creation function. That's how I got that to work, and that took an entire day. Like, that took an entire stream to fix, and I'm like, oh, okay, now it's working. So that's all I needed to do. But yes, the battle system requires a list of spells, because I had no clue what I was doing when I first created this, and to be fair, I still don't have a goddamn clue, but I'm working with the very limited knowledge I have anyway. I still feel like it's very limited because, again, Windows WinForm applications, yeah. That shows right there. Sorry, I keep bumping my mic. I still have my C# books, even. So that's cool. I'm glad I can keep that. So yeah, but yeah. And you can tell I do use the shortcuts sometimes for when I was in VS Code and even Code OSS when I actually had the IntelliSense enabled. You can see because it goes from system.console.writeline to system or to console.writeline at points, and yeah, see. Alright. Is there anything else that I need to know? Yeah. I know my indentation is not the greatest and all that, and anyway, but I hope everyone's having a great day. Hope everyone's had a good week so far. Hope everyone's had a chance to go out and hopefully enjoy nice weather. Does the code work currently? To an extent, yes. I believe it does work. It does build. I could say that, but that don't mean anything. I don't really take a lot of time for testing, but I can actually make sure it's saved. Make sure it's saved, because if you don't save, the build means nothing. It's just building an older version. Okay. Looks like I forgot a semicolon. Seems... yeah, so... it's going to be somewhere around here. And I know you guys can't see the output, but I'm actually reading it. Okay, I gotta scroll over. Maybe I can figure out by looking. Okay. Oh! I see. I must have hit the delete button a few times. Save. Oh. Okay, let me find... okay, so spelling inconsistency here. The only other place... B is left... okay. No, go over. I need to see. I need to see the left room. Ah! The joys of IntelliSense sometimes. Prevents mistakes like this from happening. But... okay. So I'm gonna... okay, making sure it's saved. Hey, it builds. Okay. Let me... we'll do that. And then... terminal that one. Okay. We will... there we go. Perfect. Yeah, it's a bunch of warnings. I'm honestly not worried about it. .NET run. Hey! The only thing that does not work that I should really take out of the menu at this moment is the load game. Well, it works. It just doesn't work as I intend it to. But I have the president key to continue. One. Don't care at this point. I'm just. And I always just do test. Cause, you know what? We'll do a night. Yeah, this used to literally just output player name, class as mage, no matter what you put in. One. Yeah, this is how I do things. Because this is really the only... whoa! Yes, I'm speeding through things. Yes, I actually added in a debug feature, and there we go. It does work to an extent. I'm just proving that it works. Is it perfect? No. My writing is crap. I will admit. But yeah, a lot of small mistakes can crop up too that, like, I just don't realize. Like I said, I forgot a semicolon. I didn't have proper capitalization. Because on languages like this, it's strongly typed. You have to have the, like, if you name something a certain way, you have to use that name throughout the program. And if you change it, everything breaks. I had that happen. So the enemy health, I used to have it called enemy heath. And I went to change it, and it's, oh, this does not exist in the current context. Because I thought it was a single misspelling of the word, and then it was, oh, no, that's just something I never picked up on. So I get to go back and change all the instances of enemy heath to enemy health. So, yeah, I'm not the best programmer. I will never claim to be the best, and nor will I claim to be the most efficient. But at the end of the day, this is what I do. I say I have a very limited knowledge of .NET in itself, because .NET Core is something that I don't even think I could begin to scratch the surface of in terms of all the technology that has went into it. And that's the thing too, like, I never really used .NET because, or like .NET Core. I'm going to specify .NET Core from now on if I'm talking about .NET as it's known. .NET Core, I never really used it because I didn't see the benefit of it. And when I found out it made cross-platform development easier, that's where it was like, oh, and it has C# support, a language I know. I mean, I was like, okay, I can use this, and the fact that the framework is being slowly phased out in actual development, and it's Microsoft is kind of going, hey, use .NET Core because it's got more features and it's, cross-platform. For me, that was a big selling point. Sorry if I keep going back to that. But .NET Framework just has, your WinForms, your ASP Web Forms, all that stuff has went away, basically. That's how I learned ASP. That's how I learned how to program in C# and connecting databases to applications. So, yeah. Has this process been easy? No. But is it worth it? Yes. Because I'm learning. I'm learning, how to... I'm not learning anything, conceptually new. In fact, I feel like I'm relearning stuff because it's been so long. It's been a while since, this is my first full-fledged C# project that I've dedicated a little bit of time every day to. Thank you for the follow, Martigan. I don't know how to pronounce your name. Thank you. And if people want to do this, if people want to make games or learn programming, there's plenty of resources out there to do it. And, go ahead. If you're not... Here's the thing. I'm not good with graphics. Quite literally. I'm really not. My UI design is terrible. But if you want to learn, go ahead and learn, even if you take an hour. I recently learned UI. My significant other is going for their bachelor's in computer science. And I've been sharing, some of my knowledge. Because I've done work in the field. I've done projects, and I've shown her, my UI. And I just go, it's horrible. My UI is horrible. And I know why the application was broken. Because I didn't update the connection string to the database. That's why it didn't work.
And I was really devastated when I didn't realize that that was the issue until about many years later. So, with each project, you will learn something. I've learned that, you know, I've learned that don't rush things and don't be afraid to try a different way. Like if going into the character creation function again, that did not work out of the box the way I intended it to, so I had to rework it to take an input for the character class, and that was an immediately, like, I need to rework this immediately. And I think that was a note on one of my pull requests for myself was rework this now, because it does not work the way it's intended. And I think I noticed that when I was testing it one day on stream. Well, that's my way. Like, I'm the only one that's contributing to it. The repo is actually public on GitHub, so I do try and keep a changelog or a bug list in the wiki. So, like, this is what I worked on. I didn't get a lot of work done today, but I've also been kind of discussing various topics. But I learned that there are, like, I always say, if somebody tells you that, like, I have a friend, this is the same friend that got me into Linux, he's been debating learning C, because he works with EWM, and that's written in, I believe it's written in C. And I just tell him, dude, take your time if you really want to learn it. Take the time, make sure you're getting the concepts down, because that's important. You know, make sure, like, it's learning the concepts behind programming, whether it's object-oriented, which C# is. I actually learned the order of which the C languages came out, or the C-like languages came out. It was C, C++, I think it went C, C++, Java, C#. This is Microsoft's answer to Java, essentially. I'm not a fan of Java. It's not a bad language. I'm just not a fan of how you would do, like, web applications. I think it's cumbersome to have a secondary application outside of your actual web application. If I remember correctly, it has been a few years since I worked with Java, but man, I prefer C#. I very much do, because you don't have to import scanners or anything like that. You know, a lot of the input-output stuff's included in a C# application, much like this. If it's graphical, then, you know, you don't have to worry so much about console.writeline. That would be used for debugging in this case. If you're doing graphical stuff on Linux, I don't know if you can with... I don't think you can with C# unless you're doing ASP. That would be the only time a console.readline, or no, writeline would be. Not readline. Readline's for taking in input. Writeline is pasting output. That would be when the console.writeline would be useful, as if you're trying to track a specific variable. Because if you're not using a debugger like this, I also like the documentation by Microsoft. Yeah, and that's a big thing too, is they have a lot of documentation. I mean, I have actually looked at their documentation, and it's actually really robust. I'm actually curious, because they have a Y.net here, and they've actually shortened, because what they're referring to in .NET is .NET Core. And I know I always make that distinction, but .NET Framework is still a thing, just not on other platforms besides Windows. So I love their documentation. They have a learn. You can learn a lot of things, and their documents, everything changes. Windows Forms, languages, C#, F#, and Visual Basic. I've never used F#, but I have seen it. What is it? Like, what exactly is F# even used for? Is a universal programming language for writing succinct, robust, and performant code. Self-documenting code on your problem domain rather than the details of programming. It does this without compromising on speed and compatibility. It is open source. Wow. Okay, I'll have to give that a look. I'll have to give that one a look. I've had other languages. Oh yeah, hold on. Okay, we are on BRB. Okay, cool. I hope you guys don't mind me talking, because I do enjoy this conversation. But yeah, no, Microsoft has like really good documentation in general, and their resources are abundant. Architecture guides. They have a microservices and architecture ebook. I did not know that. Shows how much I've been keeping up with .NET MAUI, Azure. I don't think I can do anything with MAUI on Linux, so that is... I didn't know they had the ebooks, but I will keep that in mind. Okay. Yeah, no, the amount of, like... So what I was familiar with was .NET or Windows Forms. They have a migration, upgrade a .NET Framework Windows Form to desktop app to .NET 8. I thought they were kind of pushing people to get away from this, but yes. I actually remember porting. Okay, that doesn't seem like it'd be too hard. Porting from .NET Framework to .NET. That's stuff we really didn't have to worry about, which I will... I don't know if... I'm not going to say I'll never have to worry about it. I may. So like XML... MAUI is like the new Xamarin. So like XML-based UI for native applications. Yeah, and I've heard of MAUI because Xamarin used to maintain MonoDevelop, which was an IDE for Linux to write primarily C# and F# applications. MonoDevelop has not been supported since Ubuntu 18.04, Debian 10. It's been a while. I basically put my first semester of college, if I wanted to put a time frame to that. It is now Xamarin Studio. I've heard of, like I said, I heard of MAUI, just from doing the research the other day, because I was actually curious if I could get MonoDevelop up and running on a system, on a Linux system. So I'm like, I want to see if I can get this to work. If not, oh well. I do actually have an unmaintained fork of MonoDevelop if you want to check that out. So, but yeah, you should also look into .NET MAUI. It is new for native apps. Looks interesting. It's kind of like Swift is for, like, well, it's not kind of like Swift, but this kind of gives me a reminder to go check out Swift at some point in the future. Somebody wanted me to check that out a few years ago, so I haven't done that yet, and I feel bad. But at the same rate, I'm also like, I want to like focus on one thing at a time here. One of the things that I always point out too is a lot of things that I've learned in I feel like I retained a lot more in college than I thought I would, to be fair. So that's a good thing. Unavailable technologies. There are a few technologies in .NET Framework that don't exist in .NET. Application domains, remoting, code access security, security transparency, system... Excuse me, my nose itches. Sorry for... yeah, so the main difference between .NET and .NET Framework is .NET Framework is a Windows-only component when your code uses Windows-specific technologies or APIs such as Windows Forms and WPF. The code can still run on .NET, but does not run on any other operating system. Okay, so they have .NET Standard. Sorry, I'm reading because this generally does. So there's a lot more to consider when porting to .NET from .NET Framework than I thought. Yeah, and that was the big thing too. Is I didn't really know at the time, but that would be also if maybe look into. Well, that would be React, so JS type JavaScript TypeScript. I probably could. Well, okay. I honestly, with the way this laptop is sitting on this monitor stand, I'm gonna move it over just a little bit so I don't accidentally knock it off the monitor stand. But yeah, I did look into Windows stuff before I made the full transition to Linux, and I was looking at like the different ASP web applications I could make, and I was like, oh, Blazor sounds really cool. You could do Angular and React, so I might look into that. Then I was like, yeah, I'm going to go over to Linux because that seems... And that is something I could learn on stream too, is maybe, do an ASP application. I did want to, I wanted to do it at one point as an experiment, see if I could translate the learning materials from my ASP.NET Core book, or .NET Framework book behind me. It's Maroc. I have most of my books from college, at least the first semester. So reviewing them would be nice, but I don't think the WinForm book would be of any use to me at the moment, considering as I've said, I run Linux, and those are Windows things. But yeah, I will definitely look into React. I never did anything with React. I think I did some Angular. And yeah, let's see, anything else? Other than that, I did have some for games. I have worked with Unreal Engine. The my level design is not the greatest, but you could also just do stuff like Blazor and use some UI library to make it easy on yourself. Good point. And there's always some research you could do too to see what libraries are out there that you could use for UI. Much like, sorry, I'm gonna take a drink of my Coke. Excuse me. Anyway. Blazor, and then some, UI library to make it easier on yourself. And I'll do some research into that at some point. I've used MudBlazor before. It's pretty okay. Okay, I will look into that quick. I'm actually... A Blazor component library. That is... Ooh. Sorry. I'm looking at their... Right now I'm trying to load into the web page. Okay. Okay, I will look into that at some point. I am looking at MudBlazor right now, and I'm actually gonna test online here. It's gonna take a minute. Light mode. Huh. Ooh. The snippet hasn't been compiled yet. Can I? Cool. Let's run it and see what the heck happens. Okay. So they just did like a awesome. Oh, they did an a counter as well. That's cool. I will definitely check that out for future projects. Where is Twitch? So yeah, they have default styles and stuff. All types of components, so you don't have to focus on styling when working with UI. That is really useful. I will keep that in mind. Another thing too that I will say, like, doing these streams has actually made me remember like what I missed about programming. I missed just being able to write code, and I got into it because I got into game development, and I just have had fun. Not gonna say it's been easy. Nothing is ever super easy, and if it was easy, it wouldn't be fun. If you're on a site, click Docs, Components. Oh, okay. Thank you. I will keep that in mind. But with that being said, I think we are going to end today's stream. We will be back tomorrow at about 1 o'clock, maybe a little earlier. We'll see. So I'm going to get off for the day. I'm going to continue doing some work, and we'll see you guys later. Bye! Thank you for the fun conversation. So, Everybody have a good day and a nice rest of your afternoon.